Welcome to the second best of 5 of the evening. We're on Ascension to Ayur, spawning to the bottom right hand corner in orange. It's our Terran player from Mexico and E-Swarm. It's Grizzly. And to the top left in blue, playing Protoss for Chile, it's Piscolita. With a pylon, while her opponent is opting for the typical wall that only came into fashion because of adepts, mostly. Back in the good old days, it was fairly uncommon to go for full walling against Protoss as Terran in TvP. But now, with adepts shading in and out from all angles, you really want to have that wall. So, refinery already making. Looks like we're going to see a 1-1-1 build. Or maybe a 2-1-1. Should probably be the 2-1-1, since Grizzly just likes to go for that build. But we'll see. In the meantime, gateway finishes for Piscolita here. Nice little wall off there. Could actually come back to haunt her if Grizzly ever manages to drop some forces right here. So yeah, it's always the thing. Sometimes it's good to wall this off so that Hellions won't be able to move around here and just get a good roasting on your own workers. But then again, if you just close it off too tightly, it might be problematic if a drop ever happens to get in here and you cannot really reach the units. Okay, Reaper almost done. Going for the quick command center right behind it, while getting more gas done. So once this Reaper is out, she will just have enough gas in order to plant down the reactor and a factory, if need be. Okay, second gas incoming. Let's see what the second building of choice is going to be. Okay, just pulls in that worker once more. There's the factory. But will it be used with this reactor together? Probably not, since it's been built pretty far away from this barracks, so probably no switcheroo. Otherwise a player would just place it closer to the barracks so that the switching would go more smoothly. Reaper moving in. Ooh, good move there by Piscolita, just waiting a little bit longer for the Reaper to be close inside that pylon range. And then firing it up in order to take it down. No second sky out for Grizzly there. Two adepts on the move towards the natural base of Grizzly. Grizzly being very conservative about her base placement. So she has not dared, or she didn't dare to plant it down on the low ground. Getting a Widow Mine out and a few more Marines. Obviously wants to go for her favorite drop later on, but has built another barracks here. Ooh! And the supply depot is open! Big blunder there by Grizzly. I mean, she has the wall in place and then she forgot to close it. It's almost like the American border, leaving through everyone who really wants to get through. So, funny that it was this time around. The Mexican had the open border in order to leave the enemy in. Okay, so finally is able to deal with the adepts, only losing a few workers here, not really all too much, but also losing a few units as well. Orbital Command flying across the map in order to take its position, while the Oracle is almost done. No, there is one turret, never mind. There's also a mine over here, not that well hidden, but probably well enough in order to deal with the Oracle, depending on which side it will fly in from. So, Twilight Council and Phoenixes. So, seems as if Piscolita wants to go for Gladept and Phoenixes. The typical composition against Terran these days. So, Oracle might actually come in from the left-hand side. The mine is in place, so let's see if she will be able to evade it, or if she will just fly in and lose it. Here it goes. Okay, activate it. Gets one kill. Gets another one. Probably no, does not see the mine. Bam! Gets taken down with only 2 probe kills. Not really what you want to have. That Oracle was not worth its money. So Phoenix just flying in. Oh no, Phoenix just flying around, waiting for their partners to arrive, while the Adept Glaive upgrade is still incoming. More and more Adepts, plus a few sentries here. Don't know if she wants to use them for Force Fields or for Guardian Shield. While Guardian Shield can actually prove very useful in a good timing attack against Terran. So, but now Grizzly is moving out with the 2 Widow Mines in order to drop out, a build we often see Miyako do. While the rest of the army moves towards the front, might actually just want to get rid of the army in front by distracting them with a drop. But of course the drop could get intercepted. Piscolita, does she realize that there are Widow Mines in that medevac? No, she does not. Never mind. Could have just taken out that drop easily, but was not paying attention to the minimap, so is now flying across the map. Grizzly actually retreating with her units for a little bit, trying to catch these Phoenixes off guard, but does not get in. Now the Widow Mines just getting unloaded fairly close to the main ramp. Not inside the mineral line though, fairly interesting. Okay, Piscolita has an observer in place, so this will actually not deal that much damage, but at the same time we have Grizzly moving in with the Marines head on, standing at the gates, quite literally. Okay, we'll be able to take out a Stalker, a little bit sloppy there by Piscolita, but we'll eventually end up taking out that Widow Mine here. So no damage dealt by those, and might actually even get the medevac if she wants to get it with the help of these Phoenixes. And now the Phoenixes will finally manage to get that War Prison down, that medevac down. Have to, ooh, even saving that. Nice move there by Grizzly, just getting the Marines in position in order to defend it. So, the rest of the army is now moving out. Piscolita on the move. Glaives are ready. We also have some Stalkers in place and a Sentry. So, the Sentry and the Guardian Shield will actually buffer for a lot of hit points here. Also, a lot of Phoenixes in place as well. So, she does have the possibility to either shoot down these medevacs, focus fire them down, or just lift up a few units she really wants to get rid of. Nice little move there by Grizzly, tries to be a little bit sneaky here, gets at least a good shot on this Phoenix, but it will eventually regenerate, so the Observer being sent forward. Yeah, okay, she can never hold this base over here, I think. Especially not against all of these forces. So let's see, Stim. Okay, units were stimmed, Piscolita removes a little bit, moves back forward a little bit. Unfortunately, she does not have enough energy for the Guardian Shield, but as I said, Phoenix is now lifting most of the army here, so that they unfortunately will not be able to participate in the fight. The Phoenix just shoot them down, will now shoot down the medevacs. Will this bunker is only halfway full? No SCVs being pulled in order to repair it? Pull SCVs! Pull SCVs! No! The only line of defense being struck down, and the remaining Marauder will fall as well. No more forces left in order to keep Piscolita from moving inside the base. And that should be it. Grizzly will probably pull her workers, but unfortunately a little bit too late. Is not really producing anything here. Seems as if she's really frustrated in that point in time. Yeah, no production coming out of her. Okay, has lifted that building over here, but it does not matter. More and more units are dying. 10, 11, 12... The frustration is big in this one. Now finally we have some more production, Widow Mines and Marines, but it's far too late. Piscolita already on 3 bases, tripling the supply of Grizzly almost, and these few mules will also not help. I mean, she has this command center over here, but the Phoenixes will eventually end up pulling them down. Now there's the SCV pull. 24 have already died, 26, 29, 31, 36, 37, 39. A new worker kill streak record here for this season, with 42 for Piscolita. And now the remaining buildings and add-ons shall fall eventually. Piscolita just banking up a lot amount of money here. Is just microing her heart out with these few forces over here. Could actually just have a way bigger army if she wanted to. Yeah. And now it's only down to Grizzly to just eventually leave this game. Because, I'm sorry to say that, Terrence, but there's nothing more she can do. GG! And Piscolita takes the first map. Odyssey is our second map. Spawning to the top left in orange, it's Grizzly. And to the bottom right in blue, we have Piscolita leading 1-0. Gateway barracks and the gas incoming for Grizzly. Might actually see the same build once more. Grizzly still trying to stick to her tactics. She has been refining over the last year. Within 3 seasons of the FSL. Piscolita moving out to get some scouting information. Should actually, well, a little bit late here maybe, so if Grizzly actually wants to, yeah, we'll probably just end up, or will she? No, she might not. Okay, sends down the SUV. This time around obviously wants to take a base on the low ground. Could be a little bit of a nuisance if this probe actually arrives and will harass this SCV over here, because the Reaper will still take a little bit of time in order to get out. But Piscolita rather wants to get in. No, she does not. Okay, moves here, but of course right now she's already lost a lot of time here. SCV is already here to help out as well. There's the Reaper. So the command center only gets delayed by a second or two. Is this a fake pylon? It probably is. So it seems that Piscolita just wants to annoy her opponent a little bit more, just wants to make her think that there might be a Mothership Core incoming, so that she stays back with her Reaper and will not move across the map until the Mothership Core is ready inside her own base, together with the Adept that will now even be able to take out that SCV here, and might even be able to intercept. Yeah, okay, get it. And might even be able to intercept the Reaper here. Okay, Reaper has to retreat immediately, does not even know if a second base is up or not. Can of course assume that an actual base will be built somewhere, either inside... Oh no, never mind, of course not. But yeah, can probably assume it. I mean, Protoss usually... I mean, almost no race does one-base cheeses anymore. It's fairly uncommon. Maybe on Defender's Landing it would be something that people would do. So, the Adept moving in, only one Marine here and another one, plus the Reaper though, but of course Adepts actually can deal with a lot of damage, but with the help of the Reaper grenade and the attack of both units, the Marine just barely survives with 1 hit point. So getting a bunker close to the ramp, quite an interesting decision actually, I have to say. I mean, if the units move in over here, the bunker will be completely useless. Starport and some mines incoming. So like I said, it seems as if Grizzly wants to go for the exact same drop once more, or the exact same attack once more, with the Widow Mines and some Marines moving towards the main entrance, while the Medevacs just dropped the mines last time, interestingly enough, on top of the ramp, not inside the mineral line. Maybe because she was expecting that her opponent would have a Mothership Core there anyways, so that the mines would probably not deal that much damage. Piscolita again moving across the map, probably mostly for scouting for scouting purposes, hoping to deal some damage in the process. Might actually be able to get that SCV here. Like I said, the Marines and the bunker are tucked pretty far behind. Pretty par behind. Pretty par. This time around, the supply depot gets blocked, or gets up in time to block out the Adepts. Still losing the Reaper though. So still, these were absolutely worth the march across the map. Now sending in the Observer to get some further information, which means of course that she does not have an Observer at home, if I'm not mistaken. No, might actually make another one after the Immortal. Otherwise she will not have detection, and is now going into Twilight Council and Blink. So Liberators in the making for Grizzly here. Will be supply blocked in just a few seconds here if she does not take care. Yes, I've unfortunately forgotten about this unfinished supply depot down here, where the SCV got shot down. So this supply depot looks kinda done, but is not. So now the fat supply block for Grizzly here. Will probably realize in just a second that she needs to build another one, and could actually just finish this one in order to get out of the supply block fairly easily. Okay, interesting drop here from both angles, trying to get inside the main base and the natural base at the same time. There are pylons in position, but of course there's only one mothership core. So I think it would be a good idea for Piscolita to split up her forces in order to defend at two places at the same time. Ooh, this could actually become even more problematic for defend this location, since the Marines now can drop out somewhere here, where most of the units cannot actually reach them. But of course there's still a small force in place. So let's see how this is going to work out. We have the Stalkers in place, Grizzly not paying attention to that drop because she's unloading this one and microing it. So the other drop just got killed immediately. Wow, nice little Widowmine hits over there, getting a good chunk of the workers, plus 1 or 2 units here at the same time, but it could have been way worse. But of course, losing that medevac over here without dealing any damage whatsoever was a very big hit to Grizzly's economy and possibility to threaten her opponent. At the same time, at least getting a third base, so that's something that's going for her, because the Protoss has not bothered to take third base yet. Seems as if Piscolita actually wants to win this game on 2 bases, if possible. Is going into Robotics Bay as well, and I think that's really the time when you actually want to get a third base at the latest. I mean, you usually, Colossi or even this Raptor, everything that's just higher tech and is pretty expensive. And if you want to get it on 2 base, it just sucks. It's fairly weak. So if you want to go into higher tech, you actually want to have 3 bases saturated to really produce. But we'll see if she actually will need these units or not. There's a bunker in the making, but a lot of units out here with a lot of firepower. The army is totally out of position. We'll get that bunker before it can finish up. So it seems as if this third base is forfeit. Grizzly lifted up immediately, even counter repairs, so that it will just have a few more hit points, so that these Stalkers will not be able to take it out. But of course, denying the third base is already a good thing. Ooh, nice little Widowmine hit over there. And now we have the Liberator in position with more army incoming. Good positioning by the Widowmines though, making it impossible for Piscolita to move upwards that ramp, even with an Observer inside the army. Armory almost done, mostly, I think. I mean, where are the upgrades? She only has the 1-0 upgrade. Maybe she wants to go to 2-0, and that's why she wants to have the armory. Don't really think she wants to go into Hellbats or something like that, because she doesn't even have Hellions. So, some Adepts in Warp Prism. Warp Prism will fly into the main base and might even warp in a big chunk of more units here. Should actually do so fairly quickly. Third base now done for her opponent. Big drop incoming over the left-hand side. Let's see how she will be able to deal with that. At the same time, Grizzly has to manage her own push here. But yeah, Piscolita of course also occupied. But the Mothership Core is incoming. Most of these medevacs just stand inside the range of this cannon and a possible photon overcharge, but Piscolita, not paying attention, was probably trying to manage these units over here. So the Marines actually can unload and will now actually deal some damage inside the main base until the Colossus and the rest of the army arrives, and the units have to move out. Good focus fire there by Piscolita, getting one of the medevacs, not the second one though, and Grizzly just has to unload, realizing that she will probably not be able to retreat with these medevacs full of units here. Piscolita moving across the map once more, maybe actually again wants to try to chase for these medevacs, but they escape intact. A lot of Stalkers here and one Colossus. Colossus, a mere shadow of their former power. They are still kinda okay-ish against a big amount of light units, but not if you only have one of them. So a good stimmed force can just still easily move in and kill this, but of course it might be a little bit more problematic with sentries and force fields. And Piscolita actually has quite a lot of force field energy here. So another attack over to the right hand side with a few adepts, just again making Grizzly not paying attention to her main forces maybe. Okay, there she does, sees that the army is incoming, does not have anything against the one Colossus, and yeah, like I said, good force fields might actually split apart this army over here. Not the best though, but they did their job. Liberators sieging up. Ooh, has to be careful with the Colossus here. A few units could actually just move out and kill it off before the rest of the army moves in order to protect it. But yeah, right now the Piscolita just using the range of the Colossi, or the Colossus, in order to deal some more damage. Don't really know why she is retreating right now, probably just wants to gather her forces close to that warp prism and then attack into the third base in order to eventually take it out, because this position seems to be too fortified for now. 3 Vikings in production at once. Grizzly really wants to make up for that 0 Viking count at the moment. As the army is moving in, Grizzly again has to retreat with her whole base, and I think I'd really love to see Piscolita taking a 4th base in the meantime, because there's no way that Grizzly can actually attack back at home with big force. So more and more units moving in, mostly Stalkers with Blink. Upgrade-wise, they are both pretty equal, cancelling each other's upgrades out. So Warp Prism moving towards the left-hand side, checking for a 3rd base, but it's not there. So Piscolita moves in. Ooh, and again the entire timing for Grizzly! Just loading up all of her forces into the medevacs now. She just has to wait for all of these forces to unload. Does not even unload all of them, because the attack command makes most of these units stay inside the medevacs. So this is a full medevac less of supply fighting in that big engagement. Now Grizzly realizes, unloads, but before these units can unload, they actually get focused fire down immediately. No way to hold that front. Piscolita just moving in, killing off the remaining forces. GG, and Piscolita takes the 2nd map as well. Defender's Landing is Grizzly's choice. Fairly interesting. Let's see if she wants to go for some sort of early pressure, or maybe cheese build, but probably not. Piscolita to the top right hand corner, going for a usual build. Well, what can I say about the build? I mean, it's a pylon. You just have to construct a pylon and a gateway right behind it. There's actually no way around it. Unless, of course, you're doing some sort of proxy. But, I mean, this is just the most typical thing a Protoss player can do early on, because there are not really that many choices other than that. So, barracks in the making. Grizzly sending her worker across, while Piscolita is checking the outskirts of her base for proxy shenanigans. Yeah, even that spot before she moves further on. Nicely done there. So high 5 for both units, while Grizzly is now checking for the natural base and then moving in. And Piscolita just moving towards her enemy's base, but this time around she will be a little too late. No way to spot anything here. Might actually get a little bit of damage on that SCV, but then it will move inside. No more chance to deal some more damage. Has to retreat before the Reaper gets out. Does not really want to lose that probe if it's not necessary. And there the command center goes down as well. Chipping away at that little SCV over here. Again, command center on the low ground. Double assimilator for Piscolita. Getting the adepts already might actually go into... Well, last time around she went into Stalker Colossus, so it was not really that adept heavy, but in the early game she just likes to get those. It's a good choice because they are rather fast and can cross the map pretty quickly with their shades. And they also have a lot of firepower against the first units that Terran can make. A lot better than Zealots. So might actually end up there. And that's of course the one thing that a lot of people were not thinking about when they said that the sight range change of the shade was actually a stupid change and it wouldn't gain you anything as Terran, because as we can see it has become a lot more difficult to chase units with a shade that just grants you a vision range of 2, I think. So it does not, the shade does not really grant you a lot of vision, and it becomes pretty difficult to track down units. But of course in a direct engagement they are still pretty good in bigger numbers. So, again, 2 workers out plus the Reaper. Unfortunately for Piscolita, this command center has already been placed down and built to completion, so she will not be able to delay it anymore. Okay, finally the Adept shades away, will not get taken out by the triangle force here. Robotics incoming for Piscolita. Plus the Twilight Council. Good stuff, all the usual thing. Not going into Stargate though, so we will probably not see Phoenix Adept once more. Nice scan there by Grizzly, seeing every tech building there is. So she will probably take her sweet time in order to click all of these buildings to check out what those are. Yeah, we might see still some Adept heavy build, but I rather doubt it. I rather think she will go for the Stalkers and Colossi once more. We will see what upgrade she will try to get out of the Twilight Council. But I think it's going to be Blink. Immortals in production as well, while we have Medivacs and Widow Mines for Piscolita. But never mind, it's the Adept Slaves, so we will see a more Adept heavy build, maybe a Stargate later on, since Adept Immortal is fairly uncommon. So both players just sitting back a little bit, trying to get their economy and production going. Stimpack in the making. Grizzly has to be careful not to move out against an Adept heavy composition too early, because it's fairly difficult to estimate whether your army can take out an Adept heavy army or not, especially with glaives already attached to the Adepts. Checking for a possible third base over here, does not see one. Observer is in place, so if an army should come closer towards that entrance, Piscolita would know, but would not spot an army just moving upwards the main ramp. Robotics bay right behind it. So yeah, I guess we will see some Colossi again. So just switching it up a little bit by getting glaives instead of blink and producing, well, maybe a few more adepts. I don't know. I mean, if she will not be getting more adepts than these, I don't know if the resonating glaives were actually worth the investment. If she just starts warping in more stalkers, I think blink would have been a better choice, especially in order to deal with Medivacs and well, playing against Grizzly, you should know that she likes to do multiple drops at one time. So you rather want to have something that helps you dealing with these drops. Be it Phoenixes, be it Blinkstalker. Okay. Trying to get rid of that Reaper, but it's already out of sight. There we have the Colossus incoming, first one, plus a third base being taken right now. No third base yet for Grizzly, but she will end up placing one down in just a few seconds here. In the meantime, getting all the good upgrades for the Colossus, the extended thermal lance, so that the range will be extended, and also the ground level armor for Protoss. Always a good thing against Terran, especially against a bio playing Terran, since the upgrade will grant you yeah, since how can I state that? The Marines and also the Marauders do a lot of shots while firing, and every one of these shots will become worse once the armor applies, and the Terran player does not have the according attack upgrade in order to deal with it. Every shot, every single shot will just do less damage. Of course, only after the shields have been gunned down. But then afterwards, yeah, every shot that tries to hit on the green points, the health points, the armor points, they will just be worse than before. Okay, like I said, more and more Stalkers. No Adepts actually in the making whatsoever. We still only have like 7 of them. So like I said, I don't really know if the Resonating Glaives was the one thing that Piscolita wanted to do. It might still be, it might still come in handy once these 4 gateways finish, and Piscolita might be able to actually invest some resources into more army units. So let's see if Grizzly actually goes for the Doom Drop, or if she wants to walk through the main entrance. Observer sees everything, so Piscolita's army is already moving towards the right place. Seems as if she wants to do a multi-prong harassment once more. Flying around with, okay, yeah, just dropping inside the main base while also dropping at the 3rd base location. Nice little move there, also planting down the Widow Mine, but it gets shot down. And now, of course, we have these Stalkers in place, shooting down 1 medevac before it can even unload. We'll probably take down another medevac here, and now the army is standing right inside everything. No way in order to escape. Wow, actually, this medevac should not have escaped at all. Piscolita was not really paying attention over there, and at the meantime, yeah, this drop hits way too late. Piscolita even realizing that something was going on the minimap, and can retreat with all of the probes. So Grizzly not dealing any kind of significant damage while having lost 3 medevacs worth of units. That was a big blow to her. Lucky for her that she already has the orbital command in place and has already worked on saturating it. Is still only on 45 workers though, while Piscolita is now, again, luckily for Grizzly, supply blocked on 149 to 149. Will have to build a pylon here, and has now finally gone into Blink. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's mostly Stalkers, more Stalkers than Adepts, or maybe not. Okay, no, it has just actually warped in a lot of Adepts, but like I said, I think this upgrade could have come way later. Maybe she just wanted to have it for safety purposes. Ooh, actually, this mine does get a shot off, but it does not really matter that much. I mean, a single mine shot or 2 do not really annihilate this army. Mines are good, but not that good. So this big engagement with 3 medevacs worth less of production, I don't know if Grizzly can actually hold this. Does not even try to save this base down here. Just lifts it up and tries to fly it away, but does not fight at that point in time because she knows she cannot win the engagement down here. She just needs to buy some more time, and she does so by retreating with this orbital command. Of course, it's still a big blow. At the same time, we have a nice little push over to the right-hand side, at least killing 5 of these workers, and another drop over to the right-hand side. So this might actually do something. Unfortunately for now, she just has to move out of these photon overcharges, but the Mothership Core does not have any more energy. The 1 Colossus is there, could actually get sniped down. Now finally Piscolita arrives home with her army, but of course the units on the low ground, okay, now finally blinking in, but does not end up getting these units over there. And the drop over to the right hand side actually cleared the base over here at the same time, so that was a really nice hit there by Grizzly, making it possible for her to get back into the game and back into this best of 5, possibly. But Piscolita on the move after having been called back to home in order to defend her base. She now moves forwards, no more drops incoming, and now Piscolita does a multi-point harassment of her own, but the Widow Mine plus the missile turret take down the Warp Prism immediately. Still, Piscolita moves in, is comfortable with attacking here. and probably confident that she will be able to take out these Terran forces. Yeah, cannot move upwards that ramp, definitely impossible. That would be a fortified position she does not want to engage in. But you're just moving around a little bit, making sure... Could actually just easily take out the third base here. I mean, she does not have attack upwards to the ramp. She can just easily take this out. And with all of these mules, well, I actually have already mined a lot. So it's of course still hurting Grizzly to lose all of these. Even if they... no, okay. It seems as if Piscolita just has had enough. She now just shades in with all of her adepts, taking out a great amount of these forces. Now again also blinking on top of these Stalkers. Stalkers, of course, pretty fragile against bio forces, but it's just not enough that Grizzly has here. The Vikings just arrive a tad bit too late. If she had had these Vikings like half a minute earlier, this fight might have actually looked a little bit different here. But not this way around. Stalkers just blinking behind those. Yes, the Vikings will drive away the Colossi for now. And Grizzly may actually end up holding for this push, but she's lost 22 workers in the meantime. Has at least not lost her command centers here, and actually has a fourth in the making. Now going for the counterattack. Still trying to catch these Colossi here. More forces incoming for Piscolita, but it's 48 to 46, so the Protoss army just barely having more supply than that of her opponent. And we have to say that Terran forces actually deal out a lot of damage, but with, okay, it seems like a sort of a base trade-ish situation here. Yeah, Mothership Core gets taken out, this base will fall for sure. There's just nothing Piscolita can do against this. Okay, attacks here, realizes I have to return once more. So Grizzly again buying a lot of time here. Will probably take out... I don't know why she's not focusing on the Nexus, but no she is. Okay, gets it down. I don't know if she wants to fight against this force, but now she does. I mean, yeah, actually she can. There's only Stalkers here. Now finally the Colossus arrive. I think she should have actually just attacked into these Stalkers a little bit more early. And then she could have probably taken out all of them, or almost all of them, before the Colossus arrived. Losing all of her army once more, but at least the medevacs are still intact and will probably get away. One more Colossus in the making. And most of Piscolita's army survived. She still has a standing force, but of course lost her natural base, which was not actually that important. Third base is the one that is really more important here. Grizzly a little bit behind now in workers, but not in upgrades. And an army, it's looking kinda okay. She still has the fourth base going for her. And she has 3 command centers, being worth 3 mules at a time. So, and now even lifting her orbital command towards another base over here. So, economy is still going strong for Grizzly. Trying to deal some more damage with a medevac drop, but of course the army of Piscolita is moving in. Grizzly does not know about this, and I think that these forces will not suffice in order to take those down. So what does she do? Will she actually call back her medevacs? Where are they? No, okay, she will not call them back. Will try to deal some more additional damage over Piscolita's base, but that could cost her a base of her own. Was just unburring these 3 mines over here, setting them up, but of course with... okay, never mind. Piscolita just made sure that these rocks or this debris was not blocking the entrance anymore. Is now retreating for a little bit while the drop of Grizzly enters the main base, and okay, Grizzly immediately recalls, and Piscolita immediately recalls. Grizzly flies out before the Stalkers can blink upon her medevacs. I might actually want to try to go through. Okay, we have some more adepts, but Grizzly was paying attention. Nicely done there, just raising that supply depot before they could shade in, and now the rest of the army will take care of these adepts easily. Good trade there for Grizzly, who's just managed to crawl herself back into the game. Now dropping at the 3rd base location, the army is wide out of position. So if she actually had bothered to just focus fire down that Nexus, she might have actually gotten it with 2-1 upgrades, but has to move out now, losing 1 medevac and another Marauder. Trying to go for another drop, really relentlessly here is Grizzly. Don't know if she will be able to deal that much more damage. I mean, a medevac with like one medevac full of supply cannot really deal that much damage, but its core is of course more easily to get out once more. Going for the 3-0 upgrade, Piscolita not producing anything at that point in time. Doesn't really have the resources to do so. Is walking across the map. Okay, the medevac unloads with the blink. She should probably be able to get it! Or not! Well, the thing is that Grizzly cannot really load in. The moment she loads in, the Stalkers will just start focus firing the medevac automatically, shooting it down. So she just has to stay and fight. No way. There's nothing she could do against that. Okay, we'll probably find the Warp Prism here, which is a nice catch. Yeah, and even killing off all of the Adepts before they can shade inside the natural base. So big force moving towards the third base, but it's mostly Marines, and we still have a lot of Colossus inside the main base, inside the main army. Sorry for that. Nice little spread there of observers by Piscolita. She just sees everything, and she needs to because her army is fairly slow. So moving in once more, has to be careful not to go too close to the Nexus so that she will not be able to evade. Oh, and the move command. Oh, the move command wanted to go somewhere else, was probably microing over here, and then unfortunately just miss-microing her forces over to the left-hand side, losing another medevac full of supply to the photon overcharge and units inside Piscolita's base. And now we have some harassment over to the right-hand side, while the main army marches towards the natural entrance and will probably face no resistance whatsoever, since most of the army has walked across the map in order to kill off these bases. Nice little move there by Piscolita. She's now moving into the natural base, and there's nothing here to defend except a few lonely Marines that get killed the instant they just look at these forces. Grizzly moving in, unfortunately with only a small force, not really waiting until the rest of the forces arrive. I don't know if she can... No, especially not without medevacs. This army is almost stimmed to death. Moving in the Archons. Grill everything. At the same time, Adepts harassing at the fourth. Grizzly did a nice job of fighting back, but eventually was just losing too many forces and caused inefficient engagements and harassments. Just flying her over command up once more, trying to buy some time for a few more units to come out. Losing this map will mean that she's out and lost it, but there's no way she can come back here. I'm really sorry, Grizzly fans, but no. Widowman will hit once more, but there's only a few bio forces without medevac or Viking support. Even these Colossi, with just a little bit of meat, could kill this army fairly easily. Grizzly's still waiting, realizing I can't really win this anymore, and GG's out, and Piscolita takes the series 3-0.